Hello again, friends. It is time to look at the Shadow Cat now. Unfortunately, this mech has come up 1 ton shy of greatness, and I'll explain in a minute what I mean by that. Um, I've been playing the Shadow Cat Prime in a near to stock configuration because I wanted to keep the flavor of the mech. I think you guys know by now that I enjoy playing near to stock mechs and keeping the original flavor. Um, Unfortunately, I couldn't do that quite with this mech. This mech comes with a Beagle Active Probe here in the left torso. Usually I just dropped that, picked up an extra ton of Gauss ammo, thinking 3 tons of Gauss ammo, 450 damage. That's okay. And you throw the medium lasers on there, and if you're coupling about 14 points of damage from 2 mediums, with your 15-point Gauss shot, assuming that you line up your laser shot properly when people aren't looking directly at you, so they can just trace where you are. Um, that's a solid, like, 700-900 damage mech potentially, right? Yeah, wrong. Uh, Without the ECM, I could never, ever, ever get this thing to do the damage that I wanted it to do. Maybe the very, very, very best players, or maybe the very best player in this game, could do it without ECM. I certainly couldn't. I tried everything. I mean, we're talking like finding every ridge where I could use my high mounted hard points to shoot people. Nope, my Dorito shows up anyway. I start getting blown away no matter how carefully I poke. I tried jump sniping. Nope, staying with the group and playing just like cherry picker, I guess, just shooting stuff as it came up with the group. It's kind of like playing like a Hunchback 4G, really just travel with the group, and you can't really make too much of a difference. You just go with the herd and hope that the herd has the right idea and you have good pilots. You can't make the difference in the match. Tried that, didn't work. I tried dropping the medium lasers to small lasers and picking up ECM and just using the Gauss. That one kind of sort of works. I mean, it's solid 450 damage if you find a good spot, time your shots right, position yourself, um, get a little bit lucky and land every shot. That's 450 points damage, which is okay. I mean, it's 15 points of pinpoint damage every shot. It's not splash damage. You're coring shit out. You're opening people up. You're giving them something to think about. But nonetheless, it felt like it just felt like underperformed a lot of times. Honestly, it's just you're firing Gauss, and if you have to reposition, you can't do as much, and your secondary weapons kind of blow, and it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. I want it to feel like I was contributing to the team and making a difference with my damage. So I went ahead and just shaved armor like crazy. Basically, as you can see, I mean, this thing's skin and bones at this point. I built the mech around the weapon system and just picked up as much armor as I could along the way to make the weapon system work. Now, Gauss with 3 tons of ammo and 2 medium lasers, like I said, that's potential for 700 to 900 damage in a match if everything aligns and you have a perfect match. I think it's capable of it. But yeah, that's basically what I ended up going with. And it's really unfortunate because if this mech somehow could find 1 additional ton, it would be a solid mech. It really would. Like, the playstyle is unique and it's very different. It's not like a 72-point alpha mech, but you can do damage. You can make a difference. If it just had 1 additional ton, you know, this weapons configuration is solid. The Gauss 3 tons plus 2 mediums. That's a solid damage potential mech. It's just yeah, with the ECM of course, but it's made out of paper at this point. Yeah, obviously the ECM and the jump jets and the masker, it's on the pilot to keep the mech alive and not the other way around. But you just can't get hit at all, really, and it's kind of a bummer, truth be told. So, yeah, if it just had 1 additional ton, it could go up in armor to its default values and be at least somewhat capable of taking fire um, and doing good damage. But unfortunately, right now, it's either do crap damage and have armor, or do good damage and get blown up if someone spots you. So it's pretty much um, the choice you have to make if you're going to play a Gauss Shadowcat at this point. Um, but it can work. It's just all on the pilot. The skill cap is incredibly high. It's impossibly high without ECM, and it's still very high even with ECM to get this mech's weapons loadout to work the way it is. One quick note before we dive into a match, though. Mask on this mech is very good because it jumps around a lot and it instantly accelerates you basically to your top speed. However, there's been a thread on the forums where basically people theory crafted the mech and we're like, hey man, for the 2 tons that Mask takes up right here, we could mount a bigger engine. Or we could just take off Mask and bring in the ECM, have all the ammo we needed and all the armor we needed, and it would still be just as effective, really. Well, not just as effective, but nearly as effective. So hopefully PGI takes a look at the Mask Mark II on the Shadowcat and gives it a little bit more speed boost, because on the Executioner, I think the speed boost is something like 20% or something. I mean, it makes a big difference in the Executioner's maneuverability. I'm not saying it's not noticeable in the Shadowcat. It definitely is. It's just, I mean, for the tonnage, we're talking about a mech that's already struggling with damage issues and longevity issues and survivability issues. Like, those 2 tons could go a long way. So hopefully PGI looks at Mask, and I know it's hard locked, and I hope they keep it hard locked, honestly, because mechs raised the skill cap for gameplay in MechWarrior Online, and that's a good thing, I think. And it's fun. It's something different. But 10% speed boost, they need to at least make it equal to the Executioner's boost, so it's actually pulling its weight, so to speak. Anyway, so let's play a match, and hopefully we get one that allows me to showcase the play style of this mech.
All systems nominal.
Okay, here we go. One of the things that I've learned about playing this mech from the grueling grind of leveling it up while I was trying to figure out an effective playstyle is that basically as a Gauss sniper, it's best to let your team form a firing line and then fall in somewhere behind but still within your Gauss rifle's full damage range and shoot from there. Basically, if you go super aggressive early and try to like start sniping right away, people are gonna get wise to it. They're gonna figure out where you are. They're gonna send their light hunter killers after you, or their big mechs are eventually gonna get a bead on you and blow you away. Because like on this map, there's some places where you can jump snipe from, like hop up on top of towers and stuff like that. But it comes with the drawback of skylining yourself. Like no matter what you do, they're gonna have a bead on you because you're stationary sitting on the high ground. So best to try to avoid superly aggressive play and just let the team form a firing line and kind of just hop up on something tall behind them and hopefully start let the engagement start a little bit and start shooting your Gauss at that point. Let's get right into it, shall we? Get out of the way, tower thing.
New target acquired.
Fire starter. Tough shot on light mechs, especially knife fighters like that. They move so erratically. It's very hard. This Warhawk, on the other hand, it's juicy if you weren't being hidden. And patience is paramount when playing this mech. Like, I cannot stress that enough. You have to be super duper patient and let the shots come to you. If you try to force damage, you get in trouble.
Artillery strike online. Artillery strike activated.
One of the nice things about the scat is that it lets you drop artillery right where you want. Oh, that was a juicy one. That was a real juicy one.
New target acquired.
Come on, big buddy. Show your face.
New target acquired.
Over here. Man, I can't see anything. Mech, the friendly mech died. Cannot see a fucking thing.
New target acquired.
Should have charged there. That was my fault. We'll hammer that Atlas again. He seems to be a good target for the time being.
New target acquired.
600 meters out, I can start using the lasers on these guys potentially. Looks like no one's really
New
looking my way
target
yet.
acquired. New target acquired.
Light mech. It's gonna be a waste of Gauss ammunition if I try to hit him. There's an enemy UAV in what looks to be a corner of F6, by the way, guys. No shot.
New target acquired.
That was a solid hit. We can follow it up with lasers. Start getting some damage out onto that scat. He's cored out. Dual PVC scat, cored out. Hunchback's kind of messed up down there.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, he's below. No good.
New target acquired.
Solid hit. That guy's taking some damage. Where's his friends at?
Target destroyed.
Right about now I'm going to reposition because that team's moved forward. I'm a little bit outside my Gauss range. Use the mass to quickly, I mean very quickly, basically instantly, get up to your max speed when you're jump jetting.
Target acquired. At 25%.
There they are. Pushing to play aggressive now.
Target acquired.
Almost.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Lucky YOLO kill.
Target acquired.
Another
New target
vulture
acquired.
kill. Jump snipe action maybe.
At 25%.
Woo! Stole another one. So, as you can see, the mech has potential. Granted, my team had control of that match the whole time, and I was able to just play this exactly how I wanted. But, it's not going to always be that easy, and it's actually going to be a lot harder most of the time. Very, very, very difficult, honestly, because it's just one of those weird mechs where it doesn't quite fit the front line, you know, trade with other mechs philosophy, and just the way the game's laid out right now. If you isolate yourself, you're usually asking for trouble, so it's better just to stay with the group most of the time, and that's not really what this mech's designed to do. And especially with this build, I had to shave armor off the legs even more than the stock config, plus shave armor off the torso. I mean, this is the definition of a glass cannon. If anyone looks at you, you're going to get murdered. But it can be played effectively. It can help your team. It's just a very high skill cap mech, and it has its own unique playstyle. So, with that being said, I mean, don't be afraid to play it, because it's something different. I mean, honestly, how many times can you play like a 72-point alpha mech and you know be on the firing line and do that match after match? Like, how many times can you really do that before you get bored? It's gonna get old eventually, and it's fun to change it up, and it's fun to challenge yourself too. Honestly, this mech is hard to play. This is probably the, outside of being just straight up ineffectual, like maybe a Locust 1V or whatever the machine gun variant is. This mech can be effective. It's just you have to be exceptionally good to make it work. But it can work, and when you make it work, it's a whole lot more satisfying than, you know, having walked up to somebody in a Docker Wolf and blown their face away. Because, I mean, it is fun, but it's not exactly like next level gameplay. So I hope you guys enjoy that short little video. I'm gonna be playing the mech a lot more and trying to get like a really good match in, because I think with the new config that I'm running with shaved armor everywhere, I think it's capable of a 700 to 900 damage match, and I want to prove it. It's just gonna take a lot of time and a lot of things falling into place perfectly in order to showcase the mech at its best. But yeah, fun mech to play. Very challenging to play actually, and like I said, if it just had one more ton magically, it would have enough Gauss ammo, it would have ECM, it would have the 2 medium lasers, and you wouldn't have to shave armor as drastically as you do to make the weapons configuration work. But maybe PGI gives it some Gauss ammo tweaks and quirks that would help this mech a lot. I think it'd actually go a long way. I mean, you wouldn't believe that 1 ton difference makes all the difference. It really does, from being able to put 14 damage from your medium lasers on top of the 15 from a Gauss shot from the very start of the match, versus sitting there with just 15 points of Gauss damage and then like 10 points of damage from your small lasers that you can never use because you're never in range at the start of the match or for most of the match. So yeah, hopefully they give it something, because it's so close. It's 1 ton away from being an actual valid mech. It's just coming up 1 ton short right now. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, challenging to play but rewarding to play. Very high skill cap, and hope to see you guys out there, or not, as the case may be, if you're playing an ECM Gauss Sniper Shadowcat. All right, take care, guys. Bye.